Alright, Justice League Europe 10, the issue that introduces the dreadful character called Kabuto. I have often claimed she is shit, and I thought it was only fair to do this comic and explain why she is a rubbish character. I also need to mention that I have a general dislike for Justice League Europe existing. The point of a second Justice League title should be to provide something different. But with Justice League Europe, they just deliver the same thing the main book was doing, but with different characters. It's still the Kevin Giffen, ha, 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 who is on first stuff. But this time, it is in France. And this issue is full on about setting up this new character, Kabuto. We had seen the Justice League watching her on a news report or something like that in issue 6. She is a French vigilante, and in this we find her in her civilian identity on a date with Bruce Kane, aka Batman, because she is a rich philanthropist, and the two of them are at some rich person's thing, a fundraiser for, I can't remember, let's say kids with air lips. You never see that sort of charity fundraiser in comics. But what happens is someone breaks in and steals all the money that they have raised. It is a very basic plot to get Kabuto out there. It's a backdoor pilot, really. You would think that Batman, he would get involved, but he doesn't. He just calls in Justice League Europe. I kind of like an aspect of that, and that's actually because one of my pet peeves with Spider-Man, I guess with Batman 2, and any superhero really, well, the secret identity ones, when they go on holiday, like when Peter Parker has a photo assignment in Ireland, and then Spider-Man shows up in Ireland, it just suspends my disbelief too far that nobody puts 2 and 2 together. So I'm kind of glad that he doesn't become Batman, but I also care less about Batman than I do Spider-Man. So if he had become Batman, it wouldn't really bother us. I think you could explain that Batman was there on Justice League business. We will get back to Kabuto, but first we have some ugly, ugly art and quite crappy stuff that begins the steep downhill slide of Supergirl. It begins with them removing and depowering her significantly, and not too long after this, she will start wearing awful costumes. We will get rid of her connection to Superman. We'll get rid of her backstory about coming from another version of Earth from pre-Christmas on Infinite Earth's time. We will make her a seaman from SeaWorld and the daughter of an ancient wizard. And then she will become a mother for a week. This is here to show us that she is weaker now and that Captain Adamant is more powerful than her. What's the point of having Supergirl in the book if you're going to do this to her? You're slowly stripping away most of everything about her and leaving her as a totally different character. On the plus side, after this, we have the beautiful French woman, the secretary. She is pretty wonderful. And now let's get into Kabuto and why Kabuto stinks. First, I have no problems with introducing a superhero character who is a French national, just in case anyone thought that. I hate the French. I think international characters like this are a great move, but this is an insult to France. She has what I would call an annoying, what French natives would probably call an offensive, and what Kevin Giffen would probably call an amusing French accent. It is like, allo, allo. I was pissing by the door. She's also kind of shit. She's not someone you can root for. She is a jerk. She crashes the helicopter into the Justice League's embassy. And with Kabuto, I think this costume and maybe character could work if it was a different tone. If she was like a grim, dark vigilante being juxtaposed with the lighter, offbeat Justice League Europe. But instead, Kabuto is just another light, offbeat character who will joke around. She doesn't really have any point. She doesn't have anything to really offer. She is a shit version of a bunch of things we already have. And so you get into the other aspects of her, like her design. Her design isn't that good. Her design, even her name, it's like a superhero character that would be published by some cheap printing company from the 80s that went bust straight away. She looks like the flagship character of a failed small press comic publisher called something like Renegade Comics. Then we have a character. A character is paper thin, and the accent makes it all the worse. She does have a superpower, and that is pheromones. That catch-all power. She can make people randy. We also eventually get some frustrating bullshit about her and her sister both being Kabuto. And this isn't a character the book needed. Some more crap not to take seriously was not on the list of ways to improve Justice League Europe. Batman and Captain Adamant, they debate about offering Kabuto a place on the European team, and here is the only appearance of Animals Man this issue. But before Captain Adamant can offer Kabuto a spot on the team, she has left. Then she comes back in a few issues anyway. Just bad. I really didn't like this issue, and I wonder if that is because it is focused on Kabuto, or if it's because it's another Kevin Giffen, in the end it doesn't matter story. Kabuto is a bad character, and I think this is a bad issue, or at least a waste of time. I never cared about Kabuto because the writers didn't succeed at ever making me care about Kabuto. She comes off as an arse in this. She is reckless and she is a bit of a bitch. The actual Justice League Europe characters are sidelined odd in this issue, with Captain Atamant being the only one that is really part of this. Didn't recommend it. 7 thumbs up.